Well, hello, beautiful people. I am Kevin John. Hope you love high school football because the next 10 minutes or so are full of it. Now, as with every high school football show, we kick this party off with our ABC 10 Game of the Week, and boy, did we have a banger for you guys. ABC 10's Matt George is standing by with more from our Game of the Week.
We've made it to league play here in the Sac-Joaquin Section, and our ABC 10 Game of the Week features a clash between two SFL juggernauts, the Rocklin Thunder playing host to the Folsom Bulldogs. Getting a win to start league play is essential on the road to winning a section title. But every game is a big game in the SFL. It was blackout night at Rocklin and also a major opportunity for interim head coach Tim Kelly, who is taking control of the program with head coach Jason Adams on administrative leave. A major question heading into tonight's game was, is Ryder Lyons going to play after missing last week's game with a foot injury? The Folsom star quarterback told me pregame he was good to go, and he showed us all he was just fine by scoring the game's first touchdown via a QB scramble. Fast forward to the second quarter, Rocklin running back Jared Linder muscles his way across the goal line for Rocklin's second touchdown of the game, giving the Thunder a slight 14-13 lead. It looked like Folsom was going to score just before halftime, but on the final play of the half, Lyons is picked off by junior defensive back Donovan Southward, giving Rocklin a lot of momentum heading into the locker room. Even though we are used to seeing Folsom leading games in the Sac-Joaquin section, they are no strangers to playing from behind. Quickly, the Bulldogs retake control on the opening drive of the third quarter as Lyons hits junior receiver Rob Larson for the go-ahead touchdown. That duo gives a lot of defenses fits on a nightly basis. And speaking of defense, Folsom's came alive in the second half. These are back-to-back plays in the third quarter. Senior linebacker Dylan Wolf comes flying in for the sack to pin Rocklin deep in their own territory. Then the pressure gets to Rocklin quarterback Reeve Slow again as he tries to sneak a pass over the middle. But check out the big man, Lua DeBerry. He comes from out of nowhere to snatch that pass out of the air, and then it's an easy trot into the end zone. It's not every day you see a pick six from a lineman, but when you do, there's always a party on the sideline. Folsom's defense allowed just one touchdown in the second half, which came in the final seconds of the game, as the Bulldogs begin another league schedule with a statement 34-21 victory over Rocklin. After the game, there was only one man I wanted to talk to, Lua DeBerry, who walks us through his pick six.
So I was trying to get a block, to block the ball, but then I seen it, and I was like, I could take that. And so I took it, and then I got a touchdown. The celebration is like, it's from one of my favorite NFL players, Dexter Lawrence. So I had to bring it to this game.
Gotta love it when the big man gets the pick six, just saying. Well, league play kicked off for many of our teams on Friday night, and that includes the almighty Sierra Foothill League, where the Oak Ridge Trojans took a business trip to Loomis to take on them Golden Eagles. We're heading to the campus of Del Oro High School, where the student section was fired up. The Golden Eagles putting their undefeated record on the line against those Oak Ridge Trojans of El Dorado Hills. We'll pick this one up in the second quarter. Oak Ridge ball, Nick Johnson going deep. But Jamison Fritz says, this is the no-fly zone, partner. Jamison gets the pick and takes this back for a nice, sizable gain. Now later in the quarter, Del Oro in control. Nolan Suave, but don't call him Rico Suave. Nolan Suave going deep. And like a good neighbor, Ashton Greenhall is there for the touchdown. That was a beautiful ball. We call that a dot. That would be the first touchdown of the game. This one was actually a pure defensive battle. Oak Ridge would win this one 12-8. Now, we apologize to the Trojans for not having any of their highlights in this, but they decided to score after our photographer left the game. All right, next, we're staying in the SFL, heading to the campus of Granite Bay, where the 3-1 Grizzlies welcome in another 3-1 squad in the Jesuit Marauders. Shout out to the Granite Bay Marching Band getting hyphy there. We're going to pick this one up in the third quarter. Jesuit in the red zone. Brody Quinn takes the handoff, and he reaches pay dirt for the touchdown. But them Grizzlies were standing on business. Later in the quarter, Granite Bay ball. Isaiah Ene takes the handoff and grabbed those Lysol wipes because this run was straight up filthy. Oh! The guy with the best hair on the field gets in for the touchdown. Head and Shoulders called this man for an endorsement. That put Granite Bay up 23-7, and they were not done. How about that Granite Bay defense? To the fourth quarter now, Teddy Rios back to pass, but Christopher Liddell, more smothering than gravy on grandma's mashed potatoes. He gets the sack, and now I'm hungry. NA would later add another touchdown, this one all Granite Bay. The Grizzlies defeat the Marauders 31-20. Granite Bay moves to 4-1 on the season. Well, it goes without saying that the De La Salle Spartans out of Concord have been running things in Northern California for much of the last few decades. But on Friday night, they faced off against another juggernaut here in Northern California who knows a thing or two about running things as well. We're heading to the campus of Grant High School, home of the funkiest marching band and dancers. It's always a vibe out there. That guy's fired up. The Pacers welcoming into 3-0 Spartans. We'll pick this one up in the first quarter. Spartans ball. Jaden Jefferson takes the handoff. Herbs the word, spins the verb. No diggity, no doubt. Jefferson gets in for the touchdown, and just like that, it's 7-0 Spartans. Now later in the quarter, De La Salle in the red zone, and it's Mr. Jefferson again. And we're moving on up to the end zone. Finally got a piece of, anyway, y'all know the word. Spartans would jump out to a 21-0 lead. But if we know anything about the Pacers, they ain't going down like no punks. Here in the second quarter, Pacers in control. Great pass, and look at the catch by D'Lo Knight in the back of the end zone. Oh, you fancy, huh? Someone just got mossed. That put Grant on the board. But De La Salle will go on to win this one 47-20. The Spartans move to 4-0 on the season. All right, next, we're heading to Rancho Cordova. The Lancers hosting the West Park Panthers out of Roseville. Both teams in search of their second win of the season. And check this out, y'all. First play from scrimmage. West Park ball. Deacon Ogden takes the handoff. And just like a teenager running home on a Friday night to make curfew, Deacon is going to run this all the way to the house. And just like that, West Park takes a 6-0 lead. That's how you start a game. To the second quarter now, West Park in the red zone. Jaden Jackson, he's going to roll out. Jaden is looking, spinning around in the pocket, looking, and he's going to find Mr. Isaiah King for the touchdown. Mr. Jackson wasn't finished either. Now later in the quarter, you'll see in a minute here, Mr. Jackson is going to throw a dime, and I mean a dot right here to Tanner McSweeney. Great name, by the way, for the touchdown. Now, Jaden Jackson was in more rhythm than Janet Jackson. We didn't get a final score on this game, but it appears that West Park got the victory. All right, we're going to keep this show going. 12 Bridges has just been ramming the competition. Not only are the Raging Rhinos off to a 4-0 start, but they dropped at least 40 points on each of their opponents. And Friday night, Destiny Christian Academy was hoping to pump the brakes on that 12 Bridges momentum. We're heading out to the campus of Destiny Christian Academy, the 2-2 Lions, hoping to give 12 Bridges their first LL of the season. Spoiler alert, it wouldn't happen. We'll pick this up in the third quarter. 12 Bridges ball, Connor Frontiera. He finds a wide open Bradley Kirby, and watch Kirby bounce off the defense. Boink, another one, boink. Bounces off of them like a pinball. Yeah, Kirby drinks milk. 57-yard touchdown reception. But back comes Destiny Christian Academy. Later in the third quarter, Amir Laster, he is back to pass, and watch him put the ball down and channel his inner Lamar Jackson. He jukes a few people, finds the end zone. Now I'm telling you guys, this game was a back and forth battle, but in the end, 12 Bridges would go on to win this one 38-30. The Raging Rhinos, they remain undefeated on the season. Next, we're heading to Sac City College. That's right. We're going to be heading there shortly, where the McClatchy Lions are hosting the Kennedy Cougars. The Big Cat Classic. We'll pick this up in the second quarter. Kennedy in the red zone. Gabe Slamma takes the handoff, and Gabe slams that in for the touchdown. McClatchy up 14-13. Now later in the quarter, McClatchy claps back. John Anton Zuli takes the handoff. And just get out of the way when he has the ball, because he will run you over. That gave McClatchy a 21-13 lead. But how about that McClatchy defense? Yeah, check it out. Kennedy back to pass. But Armando Anzueta picks the ball off, and Armando says, look, I don't know what your guys' plans are for the night, but I got reservations for 6 in the end zone. And everyone's invited except Kennedy. Anyway, it was that kind of game for McClatchy. They go on to defeat the Cougars in the Big Cat Classic, 34-19, the final. All right, next we're heading to Cosumnes Oaks, where the Franklin Wildcats are hosting the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Shout out to the Wildcat cheerleaders. We're going to pick this one up in the first quarter. Franklin ball. Braylon Robinson, he's going to hit Dion Holston. And watch Holston hit the Jets. We call that going 0 to 100 real quick. He's tackled around the 30-yard line. That would lead to a field goal by Luke Welbrock. All right, to the second quarter now. Franklin in the red zone. Braylon Robinson buying time. He hits Caden Bowers for the Teddy. And Franklin goes on to win this one 24-8. The Wildcats move to 4-1 on the season. All right, next we're heading to Pleasant Grove, where the Eagles facing off against the Sheldon Huskies. Pleasant Grove student section, always lit. I don't even know if the kids say lit nowadays. Anyway, we'll pick this up in the third quarter. Ivan Sayang takes this on the end around, and Ivan is in for the touchdown. Pleasant Grove was up 57-0 at this time. I mean, the Eagles were just showing no mercy at all. In the end, Pleasant Grove goes on to win this one 64-0. That's what we call a dominant victory right there. Well, congratulations to all our teams who won on Friday night. And that is my time. You guys have yourself a beautiful Saturday.